What's up everybody, Alex here, and welcome to the Dota Underlords Best Builds of the Week, the weekly series where I show you guys top 5 meta builds to help you rank up in Dota Underlords. Now this week we're starting with Brawnies, and Brawnies, this is the setup that I've been doing that I've found success with. And let me explain what's going on here. First of all, what you're doing here is you are running these Brawnies in this position here, split cornered, to prevent you from being stacked from Enigma. You don't want to get hit by Enigma, and what this is going to do is going to ensure that your whole team doesn't get destroyed by Enigma. The second thing it's going to do is it's going to ensure that if there's any Delta Slams happening, you're more than likely to be out of the way, and perhaps only a few of your headlining units will get caught in the Delta Slam. So this positioning is to counter the Enigmas and the Delta Slams that have been happening. They are your primary counters to Brawnies. Lifestealer and Caden's Blade, of course, is an issue, but you can't really control that the same way you can control your positioning to counter Delta Slams and Enigma. And this is what I would recommend in terms of items. I do like the idea of getting to 3-star Ogre Magi and running an Octarine on him so he can blow us as many people as possible. Octarine also works wonderful on Bristleback with Quill Spray. Maelstrom's a wonderful item for Juggernaut because of his attack speed. While he's Blade Storming here, Blade Fury I should say, he's going to be auto attacking at the same time and applying Maelstrom. And I do have the Beastmasters on each of the edges here. I do like running double 2-star Beastmaster, 3-star if you can, of course. But remember, each 2-star Beastmaster will be getting the full Brawny effect. No matter how many kills they have, each gets the effect. I put them on the edge so Wild Axes can hit diagonally across the board. I do like running Disruptor as well to help lock down those mages and the Enigmas and others that seem to be a major counter here. And I do like Let's Go Crazy Hobgon, I almost called him Eno. Let's Go Crazy Eno here, support damage dealer, because of the fact you have extended fights with Brawnies, and the result of that will be the opportunity to go Let's Go Crazy, and then that will allow you to really ramp up your DPS while most of your units are still alive. Let's move on to build number 2. In build number 2, we're doing Druids, Summoners, and Savages. This build is fantastic, and the key thing is here is you're running 4 Druids, you're running 2 scale to protect you from the nuke effect of mages, which are pretty popular right now. You're running 4 Savages simply to allow all your summon units to get the Savage bonus, and of course you're running your Summoners as well. The key thing is here is that you want to grab an Essex if you can. An Essex, support healing an Essex. Some Demonic Golem is going to be a summon and will benefit from all these effects, as will her little archer. You're running the 3-star Treant Protector if you can, 3-star Nature's Prophet as well. One thing I will mention also in this video, anytime I show 3-star units, it's not because like the build requires them. I'm just illustrating to you that these are the units that have newly designed 3-star effects. So for instance, Treant Protector is going to apply armor on everyone during the Leech Seed. Shadow Shaman is going to chicken somebody when they throw their wards down. Nature's Prophet is going to be casting the treants from the rear line at 3 stars, and Venomancer provides the wards with 99% magic resistance and a reduced cooldown. So there's a lot going on there, but I do like running Tidehunter here with a Blade Mail, for instance, just to apply a little bit more armor. Vanguard's great for Bristleback and Treant Protector as well. You could very easily put this on Treant as well. And the reason why I'm running the Tidehunter is because I do like the stun. It allows your Savages to kind of rack up a little more of that Savage bonus, especially your summons as well. You're protecting your Venomancer as best you can. Sith of the Vise, Voidstone, anything like that is ideal for your casters. I should actually have a Refresher Orb here on Lone Druid. I do not. I'm going to get it right now because the Refresher Orb is an absolutely mandatory item for Lone Druid. It's really going to make a huge difference for him with multiple Spirit Bears. And overall, one of the best builds in the game right now. It can be tricky to close out the last few rounds. If you're against Brawnies, for instance, it can be hard to close out those rounds, but if you have the right mana generating items and Octarines and you have a strong front line like you do here, then you should have no problem. It's an excellent build. And the third build of the week is Heartless Warlocks. The idea here is that you're using the Heartless and Warlock synergies there to kind of do a lot of damage to the opposing line by basically reducing their armor, but also keeping your units alive with the amount of healing your Warlocks are doing. You're also positioning your Brutes in a manner so that they're going to maintain the front line, because if you notice how they're positioned, Doom's going to attack across this line here, and Lifesteal is going to attack here. They're going to spread the Brute debuff across the front line. They're going to help keep your units alive. Pudge is going to stay alive pretty long. Terrorblade, who has a new 3-star effect, who basically gains 100% extra damage to to demons, that's not that big of an effect, but he has been buffed with increased magic resistance. And the key thing is you are looking for your 3-star warlock. That is kind of mandatory in this build. Not mandatory. What I show you here is if you don't get the 3-star warlock, let's say your warlock stays at 2 stars, or you don't even need warlock really, but let's say you have him. You do need him because you want to get to 4 warlocks there, but let's say he's at 2 stars, then you run this lineup here. If you get him to 3 stars, then you really benefit from having additional demons in. So you're going to want to get someone like the Queen of Pain in. And what I would probably do is I would take out a weaker unit. I would probably pick up on the Witch Doctor. I would take Witch Doctor out and I would shuffle them like this probably, and I would put the I would probably switch them like this, and I'd have the Doom and the Chaos Knight up front. The reason for this is because, yes, you are losing some of the Warlock bonus. We're losing, here's the thing, at 4 Warlocks, 3 is still a benefit, because you're still having an extra Warlock casting the spell. A lot of people don't really think about that. Yes, at 4 Warlocks, you get an additional, time, half a second, and you get additional 10% of healing, but having a 3rd Warlock, it basically allows for a 3rd unit to activate the Warlock ability, so it's still beneficial. Okay, it's kind of like a half step. Most alliances, you get no benefit from only having 3 Heartless, for instance. But in this case, Warlock, it's another activation, so it's still useful. You're going to take someone like Witch Doctor out, you're going to put the Chaos Knight in because you're going to have the demons, and with the 3-star Warlock, you're not going to have to worry about them casting over each other, and the result of that is you're going to have a ton of output, a ton of damage, and you want to go an Essex here. Ideally, you want to go, you could go support an Essex, but you can also go Enthrall an Essex. Enthrall works well too. Either way, you want to go in Essex because the demon and the golem, the archer is a demon, and so is the golem, which is going to amplify the amount of damage that your demons do in this absolutely snowball crazy build. In terms of itemization for this build, one thing I would recommend, Chainmail early for Pudge really helps to extend his life. I do like Battle Fury on someone like Doom. People are often surprised at the amount of damage that Doom does. 250, well, that's because you have the Battle Fury. But he has 177 natural DPS with Battle Fury, which is pretty significant. Lifestealer really benefits from Mask of Madness, of course, an absolutely fantastic item on him. And Terrorblade, Moonshard is fantastic as well. If you don't have Terrorblade for whatever reason, you could put the Moonshard on Lifestealer against Brawnies. That is beneficial as well. But I do think that Lifestealer is best served with the Mask of Madness. And I do recommend a Void Stone for someone like Shadow Demon, especially if he's at 3 stars, because the Demonic Purge is an absolute deletion and a wonderful addition to this build. In build number 4, we're going 6 mages, and I'm often surprised with how many people are not going mages, and, well, actually assassins as well, but we talked about assassins last week. Mages are absolutely fantastic right now. I do like the mage build with Tidehunter. He just really solidifies this front line here. You don't need scaled. What you need is the stun. You need the silence from Disruptor. You need the additional heal from Shadow Fiend. And remember, the other thing is that all these units are doing magic-based damage. Ravage is magic-based damage. Static Storm, Waveform. These are all, every single unit here does magic-based damage, including Hobgun. Friendly Fire Hobgun is an absolute must build in this. You can, Let's Go Crazy is fine, I guess. Joel, and I'm not a big fan of Joel in this, but Hobgun is a wonderful pick in this build, and basically the idea here is you're going to be running units that allow you to do as much nuke damage as possible. I've actually been having fun with Yule's Scepter on the Storm Spirit. The reason for this is it gives him a little bit extra mana, which is not too much of a big deal, but it's the 10-second cooldown on the Cyclone effect. The reason why that's important is because he's often the last one to die in your fights, and the result of that will be he'll be blinking around like crazy, and with Yule's Scepter, if he's one of the last ones alive, he's going to Cyclone the person in the air, he's going to stand there, and then he's going to have Ball Lightning ready. They're going to land, he's going to Ball Lightning. And then they're going to attack, he's going to cycle him in the air, and then he's going to Ball Lightning. So it helps to kind of extend the fight and help you kind of win out those really close fights near the end of the game. Mirana has a very similar effect with Yule's Scepter as well. Everyone else, though, Shadow Fiend, magic-based damage needs to be centralized. You can even swap them like this if you notice that the teams are kind of set up in the corner there. But, you want to go after Arcane Boots if you can. Void Stone's absolutely mandatory for something like Keeper of the Light. He is actually one of your primary damage dealers. Do not underestimate Keeper of the Light. You really want to upgrade you want to level up as aggressively as you can with this build. Do not focus on re-rolling here. I am showing 3 stars simply because they have the 3-star effects. You could run Ogre Magi until you get the Lich, of course, but you're not chasing 1-star, 3-star units here. Maiden is a good play at 3 stars. Of course she is, but the reality is that you need to be leveling and not aggressively rolling in a mage build. So do not fall victim to rolling too hard for these 2 units because it's not worth it. You want to get up so you can pull your higher tier units, especially the Keeper of the Light. And for the final build of the week, we've got Trolls, Heartless, Healers and warlocks. I know there's a lot going on here, and there's actually knights in there as well. I had to glance up there just to remember there was another one there. And anyways, what you're doing here is you're running a bunch of different combinations. You're trying to maximize as much synergy as you can. Trolls, obviously, you got attack speed. That is obvious. With the Heartless, you're going to be taking advantage of that attack speed with the reduced armor, so more physical damage with the auto attacks incoming. Knights, you're having 2 knights set up. Now, you can position them a little differently if you wish. I do like having the knights here. Abaddon, I do find to be a very good unit to survive late in the fight. The shield gives you a lot of extra survivability and does a surprising amount of DPS. I have the Refresher Orb on the Disruptor, but very easily you can put Refresher Orb on Abaddon. He will very much carry with the Refresher Orb as well. It's not a big issue at all. Of course, you want to keep your knights together. You know, Bat Rider is a must build in a four troll build. Of course, if you get someone like Troll Warlord, he's going to come in for the Witch Doctor. You want like a Mask of Madness or a Moon Shard for him. One thing that I think a lot of people are sleeping on is Drow Ranger in a build like this, because what you want to do is you want to have Drow set up because it's all about attack speed. You got Trolls going absolutely crazy with attack speed. You got the Heartless effect. Why not add the additional attack speed from Drow Ranger? It's a really effective thing. You want to go Enthrall if you can with an Essex because you got a lot of range targeting here. The Trolls will be doing a surprising amount of physical auto attack damage, so that's a-okay. Probably just going to be holding a front line, especially if he's got the Blade Mail, but do not sleep on Drow Ranger here. Octarine once again on Shadow Shaman because of he's able to get multiple Serpent Wards cast in a single fight. It's really effective, especially against Bloodseekers and stuff along those lines. I do like the Dragon Lance, especially if you can 3-star Bat Rider. He can sit back there and kind of just throw and sticky napalm from pretty far away, you know, cause a lot of fire and burning damage. A really good unit. And at the end of the day, guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and a very special thank you to all of my wonderful subscribers. Take care, everyone, and have yourselves an absolutely wonderful day.